Imagine a courtroom in 1897, where a grieving mother takes a stand to testify about conversations with her dead daughter's ghost. The ghost reveals a murder, points to the killer, and helps bring justice from beyond the grave. This isn't a horror tale. It's real history from West Virginia. Welcome to the story of the Greenbrier Ghost, the only time in U.S. law a spirit's words led to a killer's conviction. Join me as we uncover the supernatural true crime saga, step by step. Picture a young woman, full of life, suddenly found dead at the bottom of her stairs. On January 23, 1897, in a quiet home in Greenbrier County, West Virginia, a boy named Andy Jones discovers Zona Hester Shue lying still, eyes wide open, staring blankly. Her body is oddly posed. Feet together, one hand on her stomach, the other at her side. No blood, no clear signs of struggle, but something feels wrong. Her husband, Erasmus Trout Shue, acts strangely, dressing her body himself in a high-neck dress with a veil. Whispers start. Was it an accident or something darker? This disturbing scene hooks us into a mystery where the dead would soon speak. Before the tragedy, Zona lived a simple, everyday life in rural West Virginia. Born around 1873 in the Richlands area, she grew up in a close-knit family. In October 1896, she met Trout Shue, a blacksmith new to town, working at a local shop. They fell in love quickly and married, despite her mother's warnings. Their home was modest, a place for newlywed bliss. Zona handled household chores, visited family, and seemed happy on the surface. Neighbors saw a normal couple, him working hard, her keeping house. But behind this facade of domestic peace, tension simmered. Zona's life looked ordinary, hiding the dangers of a rushed marriage to a man with secrets. Zona's spiral began with her choice of husband. Trout had a hidden past. 2 prior marriages, one ending in divorce with abuse claims, another in his wife's suspicious death. Just months into marriage, things turned bad. On that fateful day, Trout sent Andy on an errand, perhaps to buy time. When Zona was found, Trout rushed in, carrying her upstairs, washing and dressing her, unusual for the time, as women usually prepared bodies. Dr. George Knapp arrived late, noting bruises on her neck, but Trout's grief stopped a full check. The downward turn. Her death ruled as everlasting faint, then childbirth, though she might not have been pregnant. Buried quickly on January 24th, Zona's trust in her husband spiraled into her end, leaving questions buried with her. The reveal came weeks later, on February 22, 1897. Prompted by her mother's claims, authorities exhumed Zona's body in a schoolhouse near the cemetery. The autopsy, lasting 3 hours, shocked everyone. Her neck was broken between the first and second vertebrae, ligaments torn, windpipe crushed, finger marks on her throat. She had been strangled, not fallen. The devastating truth. Zona was murdered, likely in a rage over supper. Her head lolled loosely during the wake. Now it made sense. This reveal turned accident into homicide, pointing straight to her husband. In debrief, the autopsy report on March 9th confirmed murder by strangulation. Police arrested Trout, uncovering his violent history. Public reaction was intense. Neighbors gossiped about the odd wake, and the community buzzed with fear and outrage. Newspapers spread the story, calling it bizarre. Today, it's remembered as a landmark case, with a historical marker. No justice without the reveal, but it left a legacy of supernatural justice. A mother's grief turns eerie when her dead daughter appears as a ghost. Mary Jane Hester, Zona's mom, prays for answers after the funeral. 4 nights, a chilling figure visits her bedside, a light at first, then Zona's spirit, cold to the touch. The ghost twists her head around, saying, "He broke my neck." This disturbing hook pulls Mary into action, sharing the tale that would crack the case open. Mary Jane lived a quiet farm life near Little Sewell Mountain with her family. A strong, no-nonsense woman, she raised Zona and disliked Trout from the start, sensing evil. Her days were routine, chores, family visits, community ties. On the surface, she was a typical rural mom, But her deep bond with Zona hid a fierce protectiveness. This facade of normalcy shattered with Zona's death, turning her into a seeker of truth. Mary's spiral started with suspicion at the wake. Trout's odd behavior, the loose head, washing the coffin sheet, the water turned blood red, a sign to her. She prayed nightly, spiraling into desperation. Then the visions. Zona's ghost detailed the abuse, the fatal snap over no meat for dinner. Mary's grief deepened, but it fueled her to approach Prosecutor John Preston, demanding justice. Her downward path of sorrow led to the case's reopening. Mary's reveal was sharing the ghost's words with Preston. Though skeptical, he investigated, leading to exhumation. The autopsy proved the ghost right, broken neck, just as described. Devastating for Mary. Confirmation her daughter suffered, but also validation. Her role exposed the murder, turning visions into evidence. In debrief, Mary testified at trial, sticking to her story under cross-examination. The ghost tale, meant to discredit her, backfired, convincing the jury. Publicly, she was hailed as brave, though some called her crazy. Reactions mixed awe and doubt, but her actions convicted a killer. Today, she's a folk hero in West Virginia lore. A charming blacksmith hides a monster within. Trout's shoe, on January 23, 1897, sends a boy to his home, knowing what he'll find, his wife's body. He dresses her to hide marks, fakes grief. The hook, his past wives suffered too, one beaten, one dead mysteriously. This disturbing double life hooks us to his dark side. Trout seemed like a hard-working newcomer in Greenbrier, arriving in 1896. He set up as a blacksmith, wooed Zona, married her. To outsiders, he was polite, skilled, but this facade masked violence, jail for theft, abusive first marriage, suspicious second wife's death. In his new home, he played devoted husband, hiding rage. Trout's spiral built from past crimes. With Zona, arguments escalated. That day, furious over no meat, he snapped her neck. He staged the fall, controlled the body prep, vigiled the coffin to hide clues. Arrested after autopsy, his lies unraveled, past exposed. In jail, he bragged they'd never prove it, spiraling into conviction. The reveal, autopsy showed strangulation, matching ghost tale. Trout's history surfaced, abuse, deaths. In trial, witnesses noted his odd grief, devastating. His cunning failed, exposed as a serial abuser and killer. No full debrief for Trout. He denied guilt. Sentenced to life July 11, 1897. He died in prison March 13, 1900, from epidemic. Public reaction, relief and horror. Mobs nearly lynched him. Today, he's villain in legends. Case study for odd justice. A prosecutor faces a ghost story in court. John Preston hears Mary Jane's visions, doubts but digs deeper. The hook, exhuming a body on spectral claims, finding murder proof. This disturbing blend of law and supernatural hooks the investigation. Before the case, investigators like Preston and Dr. Knapp led routine lives in Lewisburg. Court duties, medical calls. Their facade of normal professionalism cracked with this bizarre claim, pulling them into folklore. The spiral. Preston interviews Mary, checks rumors, talks to Knapp who admits incomplete exam. Exhumation ordered, evidence mounts. Trial prep spirals with ghost testimony, challenging legal norms. Reveal in autopsy, clear murder. Trial exposes Trout's past. Devastating. Ghost story, meant to mock, sways jury instead. Conviction after 1 hour deliberation. Fascination, newspapers buzzed. Mix of belief in ghosts and praise for justice. Today, marker commemorates, case unique in law. Tension rises from Zona's quiet life to her brutal end. Mary's visions add eerie heartbreak. Trout's secrets bring dread. Investigators' pursuit heightens suspense. Layers build. Grief, supernatural chills, courtroom drama. Peaks in conviction. What if the ghost was real? A mix of sorrow, shock, wonder. The Greenbrier ghost vanishes, but justice endures. A mother's love, a spirit's whisper, a killer caged. What if the dead do watch? This tale warns. Truth finds a way, even from the grave. Thanks for listening. Subscribe for more true crimes and ponder. Could a ghost solve your mystery?
Like and subscribe.